Well, good evening everybody and welcome to Blundell Park. It's the 13th of September 1994. Division 1 fixture between Grimsby Town and Port Vale, making a trip up from the Potteries. Of course, weekend was bad weekend for Town, losing 1-0 at home to Charlton. We've got a first-class opportunity to make amends here tonight, and we certainly hope that that's what we're going to do as Port Vale kick off. We'll quickly go through the Port Vale side for you first tonight. In goal is Paul Musselwhite, ex-Scunthorpe United, of course. Mark Lever allowing the ball to run. Number 2 is Bradley Sandyman. 3, Alan Tankard. 4, Andy Porter. It's all drinks, isn't it? Sandyman, Tankard and Porter. 5, Gareth Griffiths. 6, Dean Glover. 7, Kevin Kent. Very skillful chap, this one. 8, Robin van der Laan. 9, Martin Fowle. 10, Lee Glover. 11, Tony Naylor. And the subs, Joe Allen, who we've seen about over the last few years, of course. Was at Brentford, I think, the last count. Argan van Huysden and Mark Burke. Town side, as the weekend, we didn't think there'd be many changes. There is a change on the subs bench. In goal we've got Paul Crichton. Gary Croft is number 2, Paul Agnew is 3, Peter Handysides is 4, Mark Lever 5. And there is Mark Lever looking after that one, wanting Paul Crichton to come for it. Craig Shakespeare is 6, Gary Childs 7, Dave Gilbert 8, Neil Woods 9, Clyde Mendonca 10 and Paul Groves skipper and number 11. The subs are Jim Dobbin, Matthew Dickens, of course, who we have from Blackburn on a month's loan for between the sticks if needed, and Steve Livingston comes back onto the subs bench. Paul Futcher will be watching from the stands. There's Neil Woods, finds Clyde Mendonca. Back to Craig Shakespeare. Dave Gilbert on that wing. He's got the overlap with Paul Agnew, but he goes for the ball forward. It's not a bad looking one, but Clyde Mendonca can't get there. Then it goes straight through to Musselwhite. Bit of wind out there. Not that it mattered much to Mark Lever, who got in there first. But it's a bit blustery. Pitch, as at the weekend, perfect condition. Here's Peter Handysides. Ball just running away from him a little bit there. And Port Vale brought a good few fans with them, just a shade more than Charlton did at the weekend, I suspect. Port Vale clip it forward. Paul Agnew in there well. Good clearance, finds Mendonca. Control let him down there a little bit. Ball back again, which once again Paul Agnew will get to. And unfortunately, the Port Vale numbers just about impossible to read on the back of their shirt, so I think we're just about going to make this one up as we go along. Not that we don't most of the time, as many of you who watch us will appreciate, but ball out, spotted by the linesman. But of course, white numbers on a yellow shirt, not the best that we could have asked for. Town throw on the far side. Paul Agnew looping one down the line. Neil Woods can't quite get there. Shaky Paul Groves does get in. Here's Gary Croft. Gary Childs, first touch for him. Mark Lever. Yeah, just did it right. Peter Handysides. Paul Agnew. Gone from one side of the pitch to the other. There's a long one down the line. Mendonca looking for it, but he's out jumped. Andy Porter, only as far as Agnew, flicked on, good play. In comes across now, it's a low one, and away by Port Vale. Off the chest, well in by Lever. Good play. And a good ball from Shakespeare. Mendonca, only the one man there, Clyde Mendonca. Tried to tee it up, couldn't really do so. Shakespeare in there. Good touch off. This is Gary Croft. Neil Woods, wings still available to him. Gary Childs just clips that to the edge of the area. Got a bit muddly. Gary Croft in there again. Referee doing his best to get in on the play. Shakespeare. Town keeping the ball well. Dave Gilbert. Good one forward. Neil Woods' touch off wasn't a particularly good one though. Peter Handysides. And Port Vale can't get the ball off us at the moment. We're not really making any penetration though. Here's Shakespeare. Gary Childs. Good one. Mendonca on the chest. Woods trying to get forward. Might do yet. Still Neil Woods. Good layoff. Good play by Childs. And Paul Groves just tried to clip it. And that was a long spell of possession there for Grimsby Town. Ending up with that shot from Groves. And it's good intelligent play by Gary Childs. Looked to be setting his sights for a shot. Just rolled that ball into the middle of the area. But the shot from Paul Groves over the top. So 5 minutes of the match gone, no scorers yet. Port Vale head it forward. Mark Lever is in there. Van der Laan, still Van der Laan, tugged down. And referee Mr Kirkby tonight has two linesmen there, of course. Bradbury and Charlton are the linesmen, but Mr Kirkby the man in charge. Good long free kick. Look at that, that's perfect. Inch perfect. Completely switched play. Town just about clear the lines. Neil Woods. Good play. Wasn't Neil Woods doing him an injustice. Craig Shakespeare, I reckon. Well, and just a little bit too intricate. Glover across to Griffiths, bringing it forward, looks for the left wing. Gary Childs saw that one a mile off. Mendonca through the middle, still Gary Childs. This is a good run. Paul Groves in support. There's a switch. Great ball. Dave Gilbert. Mendonca just nipped away. In comes Peter Handysides. Good header. Peter Handysides again. Good play. First man forward. Let's see. There he goes. Holds his man off. That's good play by Peter Handysides. Tackle came in tightly on Neil Woods. Now Gary Croft. Paul Groves. Outside of the boot. Might get it back yet, Paul Groves. Here's Gary Childs. Long range. Aims it in. And it was going well. Musselwhite had to stretch. Good first time effort from Gary Childs. Here's Neil Woods, good control and layoff. Outside Gary Childs is Gary Croft, and that's a lovely little ball. Gary Croft showed a bit of it, taken late, and that's all it was. Gary Childs had actually overrun that one a little bit, and he just nipped the ball forward and got himself caught. Wasn't a malicious challenge. So Dave Gilbert left-footed and swinging this one in. Oh, no height on it. It's a good header though. In actual fact, it was a lovely header by Clive Mendonca. And it took me by surprise, and I think it took the Port Vale defence by surprise as well. Because there wasn't an awful lot of air on that ball in from Dave Gilbert, but Clive Mendonca got in there and just nearly made it count. Just shaved that far post. So 8 minutes gone, still goalless. Mark Lever out jumped this time. Peter Handysides follows a man across. There's Kent with the ball forward. It's going to come back to Port Vale. It's blocked. Throw can't be saved, and Port Vale will get the throw. It's going to be taken by number 3, Alan Tankard. First real chance for Port Vale to get into the town area, this. Van der Laan. Edge of the box. Town should clear this. Oh. Well, either bad calling or no calling. Sandyman. Good cover. That's Craig Shakespeare on the far side there, looking pretty active. Big Griffiths pokes it forward. Van der Laan, good ball. 2 men on tankard there. Who gets the throw? Taken quickly, Town half clear it. Port Vale get a chance to get this back in again, which they will do with Porter to the far post, and taken comfortably by Paul Crichton. The very early throw out to Dave Gilbert in a bit of space for a change. Mendonca through the middle, Woods down the line, it comes to Mendonca. Wants the support, found it with Shakespeare. Paul Groves, right hand side free. Oh, it's a great ball. Great ball. Gary Childs bisected the 2 players. Into the middle, it's left. And away by the Port Vale defence. Gary Childs putting the pressure on the man, but Port Vale will clear. Mark Lever, once again, just got the nut in first. Got another chance. Good play by Big Mark. Mendonca. Oh, lovely play by Neil Woods. Still going, tries a chip. Too much on it. I think he realised that he was going to get caught up very quickly, and he hurried that one, and hurried it to the extent that he put it well over the top. But 10 minutes of the match gone, and there's no question about it. Town are playing pretty well up to Prez. So free kick for Port Vale, 10 yards inside the Town half. Dean Glover to the penalty spot, flicked on. Still in there. Oh, look at the man free. Well, it was Dave Gilbert who came back and did the defending. Lovely cover play by Dave Gilbert, and a good ball out to Mendonca. But Dave Gilbert covered some space there that nobody else was looking at. And I suspect it was probably Kent on the far side who was lining up a shot on target. Paul Agnew with a throw. Lobbed forward, Peter Handysides. Paul Groves, good header. There's Port Vale who pinch it, and again, Peter Handysides. And a bit of indecision there between linesman and referee. Throw has finally been given. Into the area. Peter Handysides once more getting in there. Paul Agnew couldn't reach it. Nasty looking cross. And knocked back, and a free kick given to Town. I presume the man was climbing on Mark Lever. So Paul Crichton only really had the one touch so far. Now Paul Groves on the chest. Just ran away from him a little bit. He's got it back well from Gary Childs. Couldn't get it away from Kent. Through the middle. We'll get another chance now. Gary Croft. Gary Childs. Groves in a bit of space. There's the early ball, and he's looking for the run of Mendonca, who's, well, he seemed to be wrestled back. This is Porter. Out to Sandyman. But it did look as though there's a wrestling match there between Clyde Mendonca and no doubt Griffiths. Port Vale on the break. Whoa. Now that was a bit sharp. That was Lee Glover, and he wasn't far away from the angle. Paul Crichton with a goal kick. That's the nearest Port Vale have come so far. So 13 minutes of the game gone, but no goals. Paul Agnew into the space. And out. Clyde Mendonca couldn't reach it. Town ball. Linesman didn't know. Referee did. Dave Gilbert. Town throw again. Free kick in actual fact. Dave Gilbert. Oh, poor cross. Well, I say poor cross. Far too deep. He got too much air on that one. And taken under pressure by Musselwhite. Dribbles the ball out. Tankard. This is Lee Glover again through the middle. There's two men there. One man has walked into space behind everybody. Mark Lever. Well played, Gary Childs. A bit tight. Couldn't control it. Oh, well slipped away by Kent. Still going. Still going. Cross deflected, and that's going to be the first corner of the night. So, quarter of an hour of the game gone. First corner for either side. Port Vale with it. And this is going to be Kent. Kevin Kent. Hit to the near post, not much height on it. Safely into the hands, and looks of suspicion to see whether it had gone off for a goal kick, but it hadn't. Paul Crichton collected it at his near post. Paul Crichton, plenty on it. Neil Woods out jumped. Nearly reached Dave Gilbert. Sandyman with it. Still Sandyman. Oh, good ball. I reckon that is Tony Naylor. Still Naylor. And it comes and wide. But he had two men at the far post screaming for it. And really only Gary Childs covering them. And I reckon that is Naylor, who won't be too happy with that finish. Goes Neil Woods, he got the touch on. Gary Childs charges it down and forces a throw. Gary Childs wants to take the throw himself. Finds Paul Groves. Gets it back to Paul Groves. Good play. Another town throw. Oh, back off Paul Groves, and there's no real argument. Good header by Mark Lever. He picked Groves out beautifully. Oh, Woods just nearly got away from his man. Corner kick. Towns first. Gary Childs with it. 17 minutes gone. All the big guns forward. Knocked away though. Paul Agnew outside the area. Goes to the left wing. Dave Gilbert. Still Dave Gilbert. Tackles coming in on him. Paul Agnew out. Not the best of corners from Town again. Good play by Neil Woods. That forced a corner back there. He nearly slipped away from his defender, but the defender was tight on him. In goes Groves. Shakespeare. Peter Handysides just did enough, but it's going to fall for Port Vale. Long range Kent and wide, but it fell nicely for him. So Paul Crichton with a goal kick. Mark Lever. Paul Groves. Not a good one. Gary Croft in there. And Kent finally out. Mendonca. Good close control and layoff. Gary Croft. Good play by him as well. Gary Childs. Good skill. He's looking for the space. Gary Croft will catch it and get the throw. Well played. Wasn't the best of passes in actual fact, but Gary Croft is as quick as anybody and got there. Gary Childs with the throw. Oh, good play. Gary Croft cross, it's a good one. Oh, just skids away from Dave Gilbert. He's got Shakespeare in support. Goes for Clive Mendonca. He wants the ball back now. Didn't play it into his feet. Want the best of the balls off that by Clive. Port Vale throw. The crowd looking a little bit sparse tonight once again. I suspect we're much the same as what we were on Saturday, just about the 4,000 mark. Very disappointing. Through the middle. Lee Glover found Van Laan. It's a great ball if it's caught. Can't be. An offside in actual fact, which I think has been spotted eventually by the referee, Mr. Kirkby. Yes, it has. But you don't mind spreading the ball about, does Van der Laan. It's 2 or 3 times he's swung that left to right, right to left, over some distance. Here's Paul Crichton. Good one. Now then. Oh, he was not. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Well, I'd like to see that one again. I thought that was very, very close. Here's Kent. In comes Gary Childs. Got the throw. There's no arguments at all, so I reckon that Clive Mendonca probably acknowledged that he was offside, but my goodness, it looked very tight to me. Neil Woods touched it on. Clive Mendonca, who turns away. Left-hand side's available for him. Look at that space. That's where it goes. Dave Gilbert charging to the edge of the area. Shot comes in and it's taken well by Musselwhite. Just wanted a bobble off. Mendonca would have been in on it. Well, can't keep the ball in at the moment, Port Vale. Here's Gary Croft. Clive Mendonca. Foul given. So 3 around it. Craig Shakespeare looks favourite. There it goes, far post, men in there. Paul Groves was trying to get in, couldn't do. Gary Childs, just lost it. Here's Kent. Handy sides with him, standing up to him. Kent spreads it. The man over there wanted support very early. He's not got it. He's got it now. And that's not a good ball, but they'll get there first. Falls for them. Oh! Marvellous effort. Well, it had Paul Crichton beaten, there's no question. In comes a cross, nasty swinging one, taken well by Paul Crichton, but a great shot. Paul Groves. Finds Gary Croft. Neil Woods forward. Neil Woods takes it, back to Paul Groves. Gary Childs. That's a good looking ball. Mendonca, there's the back heel. Will it fall for Neil Woods? Not quite. Port Vale get it away, but it's only as far as Peter Handysides. He's a little ball to Paul Groves. Woods wants to lay off. Oh, played it behind Gary Croft. Town just getting a bit anxious. Still Gary Croft, now Gary Childs. If you can switch it to the left-hand side, there's a bit of space for Dave Gilbert. Now, we made a bit of a mess of that at the end. So 24 minutes of the game gone. Still no goals for you. Mark Lever to the edge of the area. It's a good ball. Woods couldn't knock it off. Port Vale do, and that's a great ball through the middle. Handy sides is there, and fast as well. Look at that. Good speed for a big lad. Did well there, Peter Handysides. Here's Kent. Tankard. This is Van der Laan. I think it was Van der Laan's shot that crammed against that post. Sanderman, ball inside. Somebody should clear it. Mark Lever does. Porter. Once again, that ball through the middle. Mark Lever gets there. Gary Childs, nice touch off to Groves. Mendonca, Gary Childs, where's the run through the middle? Neil Woods. Back it comes to Gary Childs. Good play this. Still Gary Childs, long distance. Threads it through. Mendonca. Oh, good save by Musselwhite. Great pass by Gary Childs. So 25 minutes gone, and that really was an incisive pass. Gary Childs will take the corner himself. Now, can we be any more dangerous than this than we were from the last one? Swings it to the penalty spot. Mark Lever was there. Paul Agnew. Still Paul Agnew. Good play. Finds Dave Gilbert. Crosses in now. It's a nasty one. Oh! It escaped everybody. Gary Childs. Still Gary Childs. Half tackled, and it was enough to get the ball away for Port Vale. Andy Porter. Oh, good ball by him. Cracking ball. And that's a good save. That was Tony Naylor. That's the first we've really seen of him. And he hit that with a fair bit of power. It was going for the top corner. Paul Crichton, who hasn't, in fairness, had an awful lot to do. Well aware of his position, and he got that away for a corner for Port Vale. So 27 minutes of the game gone, still no goals. Port Vale looking to take the short. They don't. Flicked on well. Whoa. Paul Crichton takes it underneath his crossbar. Yeah, it's a big up and under. Clyde Mendonca underneath it. Mark Lever. Paul Crichton. Paul Groves in well. Just poked it away from Dave Gilbert. Sanderman now on to Kent. Comes inside. Whoops, over he goes. Well in by Paul Groves, breaks up the move, but it's going to be a Port Vale throw. And back it goes to Musselwhite. 28 minutes gone, no score. A lot of shouting from the town bench. Oh, good looking ball, look at that. And that's a not bad pass either, is it? Well in by Groves, and he's just about done enough. Peter Handysides finishes the job. Good turn. And again. This is Glover, bit of time for him. Good play. Tankard forward. Kent. And Paul Agnew follows his man across. Port Vale throw. Port Vale going through a good spell at the moment. Shot wide there. Goal kick's a result. Lee Glover thinking that he got a touch on it from somebody. Paul Crichton's goal kick. Peter Handysides. Gary Croft. Nice touch on by Woods. Here's Mendonca. Turns, faces his man, still Clive Mendonca into the area. There's a cross, a cracker. Yes, and bundled her home. Neil Woods, but all the donkey work done by Clive Mendonca. Vicious low cross, bundled over the line by Neil Woods. And what a great return for Neil Woods. First senior goal for some time, and he's going to be well happy with that. Well, that's just what the doctor ordered. And Town put an awful lot of good play together on Saturday without any end result. They put an awful lot of good play together here tonight so far without end result until then. And after half an hour, Town take the lead. And here comes Dave Gilbert looking to make it even more. Offside on Neil Woods. And it was a bit of a bundle at the end. I think that's the best way of describing it, but Neil Woods won't be unhappy with that. He's found the back of the net. Good goal. Musselwhite's clearance. Free kick given away by Mark Lever. Picked off by Gary Shiles. Just touches it inside, but it's won back well. Falls for Kent. Good ball and a good run. Back it comes to Kent. Nasty cross. Good header. Good header on the penalty spot. Neil Woods can't find skipper Paul Groves. Peter Handysides, good play. Agnew, Dave Gilbert. There's the ball forward. Mendonca came off his man beautifully there. The wing's available again if he wants it, but he's turned and he's found himself space. This is what he likes, long range and over the top. We saw a season or so ago that there's nothing more than Clive Mendonca likes than to run with that ball, 30 yards out from goal. Blasting a couple in. Just off the mark there. Oh, it's sneaked its way through to Kent, is that? And good cover. Mark Lever, I think, was the man following. Third corner for Port Vale. And Kent just sneaked away. There's a corner, near post again, taken on the thigh. Well in by Peter Handysides, I think there, was it? No, Neil Woods, in actual fact, doing the defending. And there's a ball for Clive Mendonca. Musselwhite must be favourite. And I think Clive just, oh, that's good play, but, oh, well played, yes. Paul Agnew saw it all the way. I think Clive slowed up a little bit there. That's a good ball. Paul Crichton had to stop, and he wasn't too happy with his defence. His defence caught very square there. And that was a great ball over the top. And number 11, Tony Naylor, won't be too happy with his finish. Straight through the middle. Huh. Well, I think it's fair to say that Big Dean Glover probably knew what he was doing there. Well, you can't say that Kevin Kent doesn't put himself about a little bit. He's all over the place. He's at number 7. They're looking for handball there. Mendonca Good play. Shakespeare finds Gary Childs. Still Gary Childs going. He might want to take the men on, which is what he does. Still Gary Childs wants some support. There's nothing really there. There's a toe off. Craig Shakespeare, Paul Groves. There it goes, floated over the top. Just trying to tee it up. Van der Laan. Still Van der Laan. Well in. Mark Lever says turn and go. Gary Childs gets a throw. Mendonca. Childs. Neil Woods. Good play. Gary Childs again. There's a run from Neil Woods. Couldn't quite get to it. Port Vale clear only as far as Groves. Took him by surprise a bit. Shakespeare can't reach it. And a good ball. Foyle. Still Foyle. Still going. Cuts inside. Wants to lay it off. Nasty. Whoa. Great play. We just about got out of jail there because Port Vale was stretching us a little bit. And it's a backheader there by Paul Agnew, I reckon, at the end of the day that just about saved the job. Here's Dave Gilbert. Big space on the right-hand side. Still Dave Gilbert. Ran into the tackle. Paul Agnew, easy for him. Picked that one off beautifully. Neil Woods. Good touch. Craig Shakespeare. Neil Woods again. Forces a throw. Dave Gilbert wants to take it. So 36 minutes of the game gone. 1-0 to Town. Neil Woods being the goal scorer. Peter Handysides. Still Peter Handysides. Good play. A little bit of climbing. Nothing's been given. Clearance now by Port Vale. Long one. Mark Lever's there. And again. Paul Groves. Port Vale committed plenty forward. Cross looks deep. Whoa. Well, it was a good header in actual fact by Martin Foyle. And it went straight into the back. And I think it was Paul Groves covering up. Gary Croft. Dave Gilbert. Still Dave Gilbert. Mendonca, good turn, great turn. Look at this. Can knock it back if he needs it. That's what he does to Gary Croft. Gary Croft's ball to the far post. Dave Gilbert's looking for it, is it? In actual fact, Craig Shakespeare was the man trying to get in there. Foyle. Falls for Gary Childs. Still Gary Childs. Mendonca. Whoa. Tackle came in a bit heftily there. Port Vale clear. Once again, that ball swinging from one side of the pitch to the other. Van der Laan in a lot of space. Back again it comes, and it's headed away by Mark Lever. Foyle. Still Foyle. There's a ball. Kent blocked. Gary Childs, and away. Good ball. Back to Kent. They can play football, Port Vale, there's no question about it. Good effort, but right in at Crichton. Gary Childs. 38 minutes gone, still 1-0 to Town. That goal after half an hour coming from Neil Woods, being set up by Clyde Mendonca. Port Vale throw. Porter with it. To the edge of the area. Neil Woods told to hold it, so that's exactly what he does. Finds Paul Groves, left hand side's available for him, he goes through the middle for Mendonca. Here's the run from Mendonca, still going. Now he's got the support, Gary Childs. Held it on well, did that. Gary Childs lines it up. Just wanted a bit more curve on it. Good effort by Gary Childs. Once again, it's Port Vale now attacking down this right-hand side. Well taken by Crichton. And again, it's the early throw. And we've got a very open game of football here. Dave Gilbert. Only 2 forward for him. There's Neil Woods. Mendonca looking to turn. Can't quite do so. Five minutes to half-time, still 1-0 to Grimsby. Foyle. Gary Childs pinches it, looking for that ball across, it's onside. Musselwhite comes and gets in first. Peter Handyside's on the chest. Dave Gilbert. Agnew. Town looking a lot more like it, a lot more bubbly. Neil Woods, good play. Paul Agnew, back to Dave Gilbert. Over the top it comes, in there, and a complete miss kick by Clyde Mendonca. Free kick given away. Musselwhite will take it. Gary Croft out jump there. Bit of a shove on him, but he's got away with that. And then gives the ball away. Long range, nasty one. Foyle straight into Paul Crichton. Dave Gilbert. Paul Groves, bit of space. Gets it back from Craig Shakespeare, who in turn gets it back, but it wasn't a good ball. Shakespeare's won that well. Gary Childs having a good first half once again. Gary Childs, there's a cross to the penalty spot. In comes Peter Handysides trying to make things difficult for number 10. Whoops, late one, but the referee allows it to go on. Cross to the penalty spot, good turn. We didn't get in very tightly there. Shot was blocked. This is Kent. To Porter. Man injured on the edge of the area. Referee's not giving anything. Still Porter. Well, whoever's down isn't getting up very quickly. Neil Woods getting the ball away. And I don't know, let's have a look, is that Peter Handysides who's... no, it's not Peter Handysides. I'm looking to Graham for inspiration on this one because I'm not quite sure who that is. Is it Aggie? No, it's not Paul Agnew. We're lost on this one. Shaky probably. No, he's down there. I've only been watching Town for 25 years. Is it Plug? Come to the conclusion it's Mark Lever.
I can't see.
Well, by sheer means of elimination, I'm going to put it down to Mark Lever now because I can't see him anywhere else. So, Yeah, it looks like Biggin. So long as he can limp down to the Rose and Crown, he'll be all right. Good lad, back on his feet. But he must have taken a good whack there. He doesn't stay down for very long normally, does Big Matt. Clive Mendonca doing the time-honoured thing as it is now, giving the ball back to the opposition, who promptly make it difficult for us, because that's a nice little flick off to the right wing. Chance for Mark Lever to get back into the action straight away. Nasty cross. Gary Childs did well. Fourth corner of the first half for Port Vale. We reckon time is now up, but they might be adding on a little bit of injury. Corner taken. Well, nasty one. It's going to be another one. So 1-0 to Grimsby. Neil Woods being the goal scorer. Another corner coming in though. Great take. Good take by Paul Crichton. But the referee says that's enough for one half. Not a bad 45 minutes for Grimsby Town. Port Vale have played the part in it though. They look a very, very lively side. And the man going off there, Neil Woods, he's a fellow who's separated the sides. It's his goal that counts on 30 minutes. Lovely piece of play by Clive Mendonca. Drifted away with the ball, slotted in a beautiful low cross. Met at the far post by Neil Woods, who poked it over the line. And he'll be well happy, and I think most of the people will be happy with tonight's performance so far. A lot of good football by both sides, let it be said, but it's Town who thankfully are 1-0 up as we go in at the break. More to come in the next 45 minutes.